Oil is one of the most important energy sources in the world, but where does oil come from and when will it run out? The organic theory of oil formation. Oil formation, according to the biological interpretation, occurred in many steps. It is primarily formed from the remains of small plants and animals, or what is known as plankton, which died between 10 million to 600 million years ago in the seas. These organisms were buried after death in sand and mud at the bottom of the sea, then buried after the decomposition in sedimentary layers over the years. Microorganisms in those layers decomposed the organic matter into carbon-rich compounds under conditions where oxygen was lacking or present in very small quantities, forming organic layers. The organic materials mixed in the sediments formed fine-grained rocks, or what is known as source rocks. The pressure and high temperature on the source rocks, due to the deposition of many new sedimentary layers above them, led to the conversion of the organic materials into crude oil and natural gas. The oil moved from the source rocks to places where there are limestone or sandstone rocks, which are more porous and thicker, known as reservoir rocks. Tectonic movements caused the oil and natural gas in the reservoir rocks to be trapped between impermeable rock layers or cap rocks such as granite or marble, including folding, fracturing, and upward pressure. The inorganic theory of oil formation. The inorganic theory of oil formation, abiotic theory, is an alternative theory that may affect estimates of future reserves. According to this theory, oil is formed from inorganic materials found deep in the Earth's crust, and it is not considered a fossil fuel at all. Russian and Ukrainian scientists were the first to propose this theory in the 1950s, and successful exploratory drilling based on this theory has been carried out in many areas such as the Caspian Sea region and western Siberia. Now, when will the world's oil run out? The Stone Age did not end for lack of stone, and the Oil Age will end long before the world runs out of oil, said former Saudi oil minister Ahmed Zaki Yamani in the 1970s, and since then it has become a compass for experts and decision-makers when it comes to global energy issues, such as the impact of violent climate effects, with fossil fuels being the prime suspect. To those who say that oil will soon run out from the world, we can simply answer yes and no. The reason is that we do not know exactly the amount of oil underground. Certainly, the oil buried underground will run out someday and will require the formation of other quantities over millions of years. However, despite all the technology we have, we cannot determine its depletion date. While some studies indicate that oil will run out in the next 20 to 30 years, others suggest more than 300 to 400 years. According to a statistic from British Petroleum for the year 2019, if consumption continues at this rate, the world's oil will be depleted in just 48 years. However, technological studies indicate other oil reserves, raising the reserves by multiples, extending the life of oil on Earth. Perhaps we should not ask about the age of oil, but rather about the remaining time of our need for it. The increase in oil prices has created an urgent need for consumers to turn to alternative energy sources, and at the same time, when its prices decrease, the feasibility of extracting it will lose its meaning. Therefore, relying on oil in the coming years, whether it runs out or not, will undoubtedly be a losing proposition. If it increases, no one will buy it, and if its prices decrease, there is no need to extract it, and the situation is the same if it runs out from its origin. If you liked the video, please subscribe to the channel to receive all new updates.